everybody? It's your boy Jonathan D'Angelo, aka Johnny D. I got Danny, aka Nico Yasha09, and Damn Dad Bod, aka TJ, with me. And you are tuned into another Blur View session. And today, tonight, this afternoon, this morning, whenever you are listening, we are talking about WandaVision, the new show from the MCU. Kevin Feige has blessed us with 2 episodes for being late. AF.
Oh, that's why there's 2 episodes?
Yeah. I was wondering why there were 2.
They're supposed to release this show like a long time ago. Like this.
Okay, but coronavirus.
Nah, no excuses. I don't care. It's Disney. I don't want to hear that. If Tyler Perry can be filming right now, then
they're
Disney
actors.
can be filming right now. No.
Okay, they know the risks.
Nah,
right.
Yeah, like,
and also it's Georgia. Georgia don't care about the virus.
Yeah,
right.
They already didn't care.
Yeah, they're Avengers. Like they don't get sick. Are you serious right now? Like, so WandaVision. Let's talk about it. So this show is supposed to take place after Endgame, according to Kevin Feige, and supposed to set up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which ties out of Spider-Man 3. There's a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys think of the first 2 episodes? And we'll get into the Easter eggs after.
I liked it. It gave me House of M vibes with a twist.
Ooh, and there was a House of M Easter egg. Yeah, I like that.
I just kind of, the only thing I didn't like was I wish I kind of knew why the setup was for WandaVision, but I hopefully they'll explain that in the show. So I'm gonna say that's not a bad thing, but it's just one of the things I was just like, so what is the whole setup for WandaVision? But otherwise, I enjoyed it.
So I enjoyed it too. I'm a little ashamed of myself. I didn't see any of the Easter eggs. I was yeah, man. I was watching it and I was kind of enjoying the old school black and white back when, I mean, there were less black people on TV back then. But they still made it work. I was like, oh, they're making their little jokes, and Vision's guys little jokes and stuff. I'm like, oh, snap. They got range. Is that range? Wanda was looking all cute in her little wife garb and stuff. I was like, might feel a little misogynistic here. I like her in this.
She did look really cute in her little garb.
She did. I have a crush on Wanda now.
Wait, you didn't before?
Not as much.
She's one of the better looking Olsens. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. best looking one, hands down.
Was it before or after their mental breakdowns?
Ooh, too soon. So, so episode 1 was a cut from the 1950s. It was like a I Love Lucy kind of vibe, and it was Wanda and Vision apparently got married. And they apparently owned a house and they moved into this neighborhood, which I thought was all white till the second episode, whatever. And Vision works at a job that he doesn't know what they do. And it's very classic 1950s. Like, what does the husband do? Stuff and things? What does the wife do at home?
Right.
Like,
wait, what did Ricky do exactly?
Yeah, right. So I enjoyed right. And he played bongos. Like, and so I enjoyed the fact that Vision broke the third wall, the fourth wall, and was like, what do we do here? Oh, we file paper. But what is this about? Like, and nobody had an answer. Like,
what do we produce here? What do we make? What do we sell? What do we buy? You're like, numbers.
Like, okay, we get that, but like, why?
Why? Yeah. And I like how right there you could tell that Vision was trying to figure out where he was at. So the speculation is, at this point, is Vision alive? Because technically Vision didn't need the Soul Stone to live. He did not.
Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone, excuse me. Yeah, Vision didn't need the Mind Stone to live. He really didn't. That just helped. That helped him along. So Thanos ripping it out of his skull in brutal OG fashion. It took away his life force, but Vision could still be alive. Technically.
Thanos ripped that shit out like it was his favorite starburst in the pack. Is that pit?
Which brings us to our first Easter egg where his indestructible head.
Oh yeah. It was Thanos. That doesn't count. Hold on.
Yes, it does. Oh,
Don't do
yes, that does.
Don't do that to him.
Thanos. Yes, Thanos crushed his head, and Wanda throws that plate at his head. And she's like, "It's okay. You have an indestructible head." I'm just like,
Facts. It was if what I thought was funny was the 1950s misogyny. Like I like how they kept that. They didn't keep the racism of the 50s, but there was no black people in this episode, so I guess we can brush past it. But
there was a brown person though.
There was a brown person,
yeah,
and it was the first Easter egg that I noticed outside of the indestructible head and Vision not knowing what he's supposed to be doing for a living is the toaster. The Toastmate, that is your husband tired of you burning his toast? That shit was hilarious.
Oh my god!
But did you notice it had Stark Industries? Yeah, which is an Easter egg back to Age of Ultron, because the reason why Wanda and her brother got powers was, for those who don't know and didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Wanda and her brother were not evil due to Ultron. They actually joined Hydra right after Civil War. Right after Winter Soldier, and Hydra had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. What's his name? Von Strucker, he had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. at a high level and then unleashed the Hydra agents onto S.H.I.E.L.D. and then escaped during the confusion with Nick Fury and Captain America and Hawkeye and Falcon and all them. Von Strucker escaped, took Loki's scepter from S.H.I.E.L.D. because he knew where it was at, and used the Loki scepter to experiment on Wanda and her brother, and that's how they got their powers. So, having the Stark Industries nod was, not only an Avengers nod, but it was also like a revenge plot nod from back in Age of Ultron when they were trying to seek revenge on Tony Stark. And then the next Easter egg that I thought was interesting was the dinner scene, where the dude was choking and nobody moved. And the wife, like when they were having the dinner with Vision's boss and his wife, and the husband started choking, and then the wife just kept glitching. And she just, oh, stop it. Like it was a glitch. And Wanda was just sitting there like, what the fuck do I do? And Vision started glitching. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Vision started glitching. And she was like, Vision, help him. And that's when he snapped to and actually like helped the man stop choking. He was choking so long that he should have died, technically. Oh, yeah. But the fact that he didn't die and everybody glitched around Wanda let me know that Wanda was in a simulation. And she was trying to debate, do I let this dude die or do I like that was interesting for me. So Wanda at least was aware that she was in some kind of simulation. And I thought that was very interesting.
Same. I also like their subtle I don't know if anyone else noticed, but I like the subtle callback to like Age of Ultron again, because like when they were like, oh, the traditional Sokovian greeting, and they're like putting their like hands over her face, I was like, yo, is this a callback to how Wanda was manipulating everyone back in Age of Ultron by fucking just putting her hands around everyone's head? And I was like, bro.
And so in the first episode, I think the last 3 Easter eggs, because there's 3, is at the end, right? At the end, when the credits roll, there's actually a Spider-Man Easter egg. So when the show ends and Wanda and Vision are looking at the screen and the credits roll, the first name that comes up is A. Brown. That's a Spider-Man nod. A. Brown was in Marvel Comics, his name was Black Tiger, and he is the brother of the Prowler. And you see him in Spider-Man Homecoming as a teenager. A. Brown is a teenager at Peter's school in Spider-Man Homecoming, but in the comics he's Black Tiger and he's the Prowler's brother. And that also nods to Miles Morales, whose uncle is the Prowler. So I like that was there. I was like, that's dope. And then Babs Digby, I actually Googled it. Somebody on Reddit named Muppet_Man3. I can't make that name up. It's Reddit. He said that Babs Digby are 2 characters from the 50s TV show Life of Riley, and that maybe they based the episode off those 2 off that show, and then merged those two characters in the credits. And then the final Spider-Man Spider-Man Easter egg / Marvel Easter egg, when the show pans out of the TV, you see somebody sitting at a desk with monitor screens on, right? And if you look on the bottom left, of the screen, you'll see a symbol on the monitors, which is sword. And if you watch the end credits to Spider-Man Homecoming, Nick Fury is on the ship, which is now, instead of shield, it's sword. So Nick Fury has Wanda for whatever reason, and Agents of Shield has become Agents of Sword. Sword by the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. So if you watch the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, you see that Nick Fury has established the Agents of the Sword. And Phil Coulson, if you watch all of Agents of Shield, on Earth runs the Agents of Shield. So you have Sword and Shield.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I did notice the sword. Okay, I just forgot which movie introduced sword. Okay, because I knew sword was a thing. I just forgot which movie. Okay, so what? Okay, I did know one Spider-Man reference. Okay, we're good. I did know one.
So I was like, ooh, Spider-Man. so now we jump into episode 2.
Hold up, we forgot the House of M reference.
We
didn't talk about that.
Yeah. I didn't catch the House of M reference in episode 1, but I definitely caught it in episode 2. What was the episode 1 house?
So the wine bottle in episode 1, it was Maison du Mépris, which was the name of the House of Misery that Wanda made in House of M.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got you. I didn't realize that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch that. I definitely caught the episode 2 one. So episode 2 was based in the 60s, and it was more like I Dream of Jeannie Bewitched. And with episode 2, it was less scripted, and it was more updated for, like, their acting wasn't as scripted. It seemed more realistic. If that makes sense? Like, it didn't seem like sitcom acting. And I like how, like, in the beginning, they were scared of this noise. Like, two of the most powerful beings in the MCU were scared of a tree. And I was like, what the fuck? But at this point, I think we all knew it wasn't actually a tree, but she simulated it being a tree.
Yep.
So, I was like, okay. And then I like how she brought the beds together after they were scared, and then they insinuated having sex. And I was like, it goes back to what we said in our Endgame review about her having the Fuckmaster 5000. Like, how are you having sex with a robot who has no body parts? It doesn't know that. Sense. I mean, you're right. She's magic. She could probably, like, shit. Vision probably got a dick longer than Mr. Fantastic with Wanda. Listen, like, so.
To quote Archer, it vibrates.
and then like in the morning, she goes out after they go back to sleep. In the morning, they go out, and Vision goes to work, and then because they're trying to conduct a magic show, and Vision goes to work, and Wanda goes out to meet the women of the neighborhood, and you see a colored toy helicopter, because it's still black and white. The colored toy helicopter with the sword symbol on it.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right. Sword symbol. And I was like, huh, okay. So clearly her consciousness and her subconscious are colliding, because she's visioning sword. So she knows somewhat of where she's at, but she's not exactly sure, like, or she's trying to fight the reality. She either doesn't know what's real or what's not, or she's trying to fight the reality. And then the Geraldine, the black woman, shows up during their little womanly neighborhood watch meeting. And the black woman that shows up, her name is Geraldine. They said that she's actually a very important character going forward. But
I feel like she is.
Yeah, but I don't know who she is.
Right. I don't know if she's supposed to be like someone we already know in this, like, the comic universe, or someone who showed up in, like, the MCU already. But yeah, we'll find out.
And then I like the big red nod when Vision was sitting with the men of the neighborhood watch, and they gave him big red. very 1960s, because that's when Big Red came out. That's when Big Red gum started becoming big, was in the 1960s. So I like that nod. I like that when Vision accused the POC. I don't know what his nationality is, but his coworker who was POC, when he accused him of being communist and they laughed.
Yep.
Like, that's interesting. Like, it's like they were like, communism, shut up. Like, I was like, wait a minute. So obviously like racism and communism don't, like, those things don't exist in that unit. And whatever Wanda is trapped in, racism, communism, they don't exist, because you had people of color intermingling with white people. There was no segregation. There's obviously no such thing as communism. So there's nothing in her world that would produce any actual real-time conflict. And it's almost like it was engineered that way. Mm-hmm. And then when she was with Dottie, the queen bee of the neighborhood, and the voice came over the radio. That was our first fourth wall Easter egg, when he was like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? Wanda, who's doing this to you? And the woman was like, who is that? What are you? What's going on? And like, I didn't know who the voice was, but I speculated it was Winter. I felt like it was either Doctor Strange or Winter Soldier.
No, it was actually the dude from Ant-Man. That was
what?
Yeah, the guy that was watching over Scott, the Asian Shield member.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
So you looked that up? I didn't look it up.
I did, because I was like, because I knew the voice sounded really familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint like who it was. And so I was like, who is this? Because like both times when he came over the radio in episode 1 and episode 2, I'm like, who is this character? Like, I know who this is. I've heard this voice. And I was just like, oh, the guy from Ant-Man.
Oh, like, okay. Shoot, I didn't even look it up. Yeah. And so after the radio, you get the watch ad.
Hydra watch.
Yeah, the Hydra watch. And that blew me away. I was like, yo! Because it was called the Strucker. And Von Strucker is the one who gave Wanda her powers. Like I said earlier. So I like and he was a major villain in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seasons 2, 3, and 4. So I like the fact that it was like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. / Age of Ultron / Captain America nod. I like that. The Strucker.
I laughed too hard at that scene.
Yeah,
I was just like, they did that.
They did. I was like, yo, Hydra. I like that. And she was an agent of Hydra up until Age of Ultron. Up until the middle of Age of Ultron, she was an agent of Hydra. So it's a nod to, who she was and how she got her powers. And now it's speculation as to whether or not she was Inhuman or if Loki's scepter like fully gave her powers. But the Inhumans didn't even really get a good arc in this MCU. So we're not even gonna talk about
we don't talk about the Inhumans.
And so we realized that at the they did a talent show, and Vision was drunk because he got gum stuck in his gears in his stomach, which made no sense.
Right.
I was like, how does man have gears in his stomach? That's not how his body works. I watched Ultron build him. Like,
don't question it.
Right. Yeah. So Vision drunk was doing magic tricks, which were actually his powers. He was using his powers to do like fly and move through objects, and Wanda had to like magic some stuff to make it look like it wasn't actually real. And then at the end, we see Wanda and Vision go back into the house. So let me backtrack. So the House of M setup was Dottie was always saying for the children, and everybody would repeat it unanimously. And after the talent show, because that was who they did the talent show for, was for the children of the community, even though you don't see any children in the show at this point. And so when Wanda and Vision go back home, Wanda looks down and she's like 5 months pregnant. I was like, and she's like, Vision, is this real? And I'm like, no, bitch, it's not. That's impossible. But she had like magicked her way into a pregnancy. And they hear noise, they go outside, and they see somebody trying to crawl out of the sewer, and it's this guy in a bee suit surrounded by bees. And my first thought was Hive from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 and 2, who were disguised as Hydra. But I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to speculation. But Wanda sees him and is like, no. And she rewinds reality and goes back to the pregnancy scene, erases that guy coming out of the sewer, and kisses Vision, and everything turns color, 1970s color. And it pans out, the episode cuts on Wanda being pregnant. Now, the House of M Easter egg is Wanda used Mephisto's powers to make herself pregnant in House of M. Mephisto's soul was scattered, and she used pieces of his soul to magic herself pregnant so that her and Vision could have 2 twin boys. Was it Tommy and Billy? I think
so.
Tommy and Bobby. Anyway, but they were twin boys. When she finally gives birth to these twin boys, it completes the construction of Mephisto's soul, and Mephisto absorbs her children. And Wanda has to get her memory wiped so that she doesn't go catastrophically crazy over the loss of her children by Mephisto. And that's the House of M setup. So I'm thinking that they're using House of M to set up the rest of WandaVision and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, exactly. Because if I remember correctly, they teased Mephisto in the Loki series.
So that would be interesting to see. Now, my question is, where's the rest of the X-Men?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because Kevin Feige just announced that Deadpool is part of the MCU as a rated R movie.
Yeah.
Well, with Deadpool comes the X-Men. So how are you going to? And it's Deadpool 3. It's not like Deadpool 1. We're not starting over. It's Deadpool 3 is in the MCU canon. So that means the X-Men are canon. So now we need to figure out where the X-Men are going to come from.
See, this brings me to this theory I had back when Infinity with the first Infinity War movie, like at the end of that, and everybody's trying to figure out like what was going to happen in Endgame, and that's when they bought the rights to Fox and got like the rights to all the X-Men movies. My whole thing was either using the Reality Stone to like rewrite everything, or Wanda does some weird shit that made everyone forget that the X-Men were a thing, or makes the world have like mutants or whatever because like she goes crazy over Vision. So I feel like that might be possible now, and I'm glad that my old thinking back then has like started to come forward. So because she can rewrite reality, especially when Spider-Man 2 happened and they brought the multiverse. I was like, listen, this is our possibility to bring in more the multiverse, and Wanda being a key to bring the multiverses together with her crazy reality powers.
What do you think, TJ?
I think they have so much potential to do whatever they want with this series, and I'm excited to see what they do. Because now you got Wanda in this mystery world doing and like with the colors just all of a sudden coming up, like when the woman's hand started bleeding, or when she found that plane or whatever, and like things just keep evolving through this series, and we don't know whether it's supposed to be real or fake. And whether or not it is, you still have the time stone, you still have Deadpool with his time machine, with his time machine changing whatever he wants. I'm really excited to see what they do with this.
I forgot about Deadpool's time machine. He could literally just put the X-Men in MCU and just be like, I just time machine this shit. Like,
because Deadpool's gonna Deadpool the shit out of the MCU.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's gonna be like, you go here, and then he's gonna disappear somewhere else. He's like, right, you go here.
Right, especially since he like went into the weird like Logan universe where he was the horrible incarnation of Deadpool. So like he can clearly breach realities.
Yeah. And so Another theory I heard somewhere online was that after the snap, there was so much quantum energy put out that the re-snap could have re-altered reality, that the main continuity reality. So the re-snap could have actually created mutants on the, and we're getting the Eternals movie.
Yeah.
And the Eternals are what founded the X-Men. The Eternals were the beings that came to Earth however many millions of years ago, and their descendants became the X-Men. So it's possible, like there's so many possibilities to how this is supposed to go. And I think Thanos was the key to setting it all up.
Okay, I just found out that beekeeper dude, because I just was curious for myself. That was actually a nod to Iron Man 3.
Oh, see, I don't even remember Iron Man 3.
Yeah. It says the look of that beekeeper might have actually been a hazmat suit, but Wanda, being Wanda, said that he was associated with the group called AIM. And AIM appeared in Iron Man 3, and supposedly AIM's going to be referenced in Black Widow. So
yeah.
Now we got to answer to the beekeeper.
So there's that. So I'm hyped for episode 3. It's gonna be lit. What are you saying, TJ?
I was just saying that they better not Wonder Woman 84 Black Widow.
Oh, here we go. I'm not okay on this. I'm in an episode. All right, so I'm not tolerating the Wonder Woman slander. All right, so I look forward to the next episode. I'm pretty sure you guys do too. I'm pretty sure our audience does too. Tune in, stay tuned. We'll be back every week. Well, every episode or 2, or however many they decide to give us. It's your boy Jonathan D'Angelo, aka Johnny D, Neko Yasha 09, Damn Dad Bod, and you guys are tuned into the Blurred View. We are out of here.
Gang, gang.
Peace.